New School. All right, welcome back to Noob School. We're going to play a little game called Turn the Tables. My friend David Pence is going to turn the tables on me and ask me a couple of questions. So, David, have at it.
All right, John. Well, I got a super timely one for you.
All right.
So if you were me or one of the president of Acumen and who works for me, and you had a brand new sales rep starting on Monday, what would you do to help them kickstart or speed up their ability to be successful? Because we actually have one starting on Monday.
Sweet. There's a couple of things. I mean, I love the idea of spending maybe part of every day of the first week or two riding around with one of your folks, like going into build, seeing what they're doing, seeing who the people are that we're helping, asking those people questions while they're in there. You know, hey, I'm new. You know, what's going on here? I think that's a good part of it. I think that with either an outside coach or an internal person like yourself who can do it, is to develop, you know, what are the metrics they're going to hit every day when they're selling, how many people they're going to call, what's their call list look like, and then some role playing. So I would do some role playing with yourself or someone who could do that for you. So I would say role playing, you know, look at the list they're going to call on and start to understand what the service is.
Okay. So second question.
Yeah.
So let's say, thank you for that. That's great.
Sure.
Let's say that you got a half a dozen salespeople and they're on a comp plan. They're all on the same comp plan, let's say. But one of them is just uber crushing it. So much so that they all know they're on the same comp plan. What would you do to help maybe retain that superstar?
Well, isn't the superstar making a lot more money?
They are. I'm just curious because sometimes, you know, maybe the money's not everything, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know, people, particularly superstars, but people in general like attention, and they like you to do things for them that are thoughtful. Like you might give like I would tell my best people, I would, like the very best person, to David Pence, I would say, you don't need to come to the meeting unless you have time to do it, because I know you're out there busy doing stuff.
So privilege.
Privilege. You've earned the privilege. Like I would say, if you're over, I would tell all of them, if you're over quota, you don't have to come to the training session or the meeting. You don't have to do any of that stuff.
Right.
You're an independent study.
Right.
If you're over, that's all I want is that you're over quota.
I love that.
So that's one thing you can give them. Another is you can profile that person very precisely and work really hard to recruit more just like them. Because people like that, one of the reasons they might leave, they don't want to hang around these other people. They want to be around winners. And Steve Jobs has a great video on that. He says he would work so hard on those first 3 or 4 recruits for a company of his. And once he got those people in there, it then became, it would just happen going forward. They wouldn't get crappy people. They wouldn't allow it. So I would work hard to get more people like him, and then that person, I would give them some special attention, some privilege to make them feel loved.
All right. Last question.
Yeah.
So you got 6 sales reps and you get 2 new ones in the door, and one produces and is close to quota or something like that, and one is not. How long do you hang on to that?
I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to qualify a little bit. It does depend, right? I mean, it depends on kind of how it looks and feels. We have put in programs where we said, you know, you've got 30 days to reach a few milestones. And the milestones would be something as simple as read this book and then come talk to me about it.
Okay.
Some people would not do that. So those people got let go in the first 30 days. It wasn't like I said, go sell $1 million. It's like just
read a book.
Something, you know. So we would kind of do a little screening there to see if we made a mistake, and sometimes we did. You know, I would say if the person still had a good attitude and they were doing the tasks, then I would try to work with them and see what is it we can fix. I'd listen to their calls, maybe go out on some calls with them. If the person had a bad attitude and they weren't making the calls, I'd probably cut them.
Awesome, man. I
They
appreciate
good?
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. Those were some good questions.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate
All
it.
right.